A warm welcome to all my students of grade 7. Today we are going to see the second part from the lesson Fibre to Fabric. At the end of this lesson, you will be able to understand what silk is, know the history of silk, list some of the characteristics of silk, and explain about the life cycle of a silk moth, and also to know the process of obtaining silk from the cocoon. What is a silk? Who does not like wearing garments of silk? The texture of silk and its softness makes it as a choice of one and all. Silk saris of India are world famous. In India, silk is considered as an auspicious and is associated with festivals and celebrations. They are used for various festivals as it adds grace to the occasions. Silk is a natural protein fiber with exceptional strength, texture, and luster. Silk is also produced by many insects such as ants, bees, spiders, wasps, etc. These insects use the silk for building their nest. Spiders also produce silk, but the silk produced by the silkworms is used or processed into silk fabrics. Now let us see to the history of silk or how this silk came into this world. The discovery of silk starts from China around 5000 years ago. China or Chinese people holds the top position in silk production now in the world. According to the old Chinese legend, silk was discovered by a Chinese empress. She saw some white worms eating up the mulberry leaves in her garden. She noticed that these worms were spinning shiny cocoons around them. She collected some of the cocoons and accidentally one of them fell in her teacup. She found that the silk was made of long thread and that was soft and strong. In this way, the fiber silk was discovered, but Chinese people guarded the secret of silk for over 1000 years. After that, many traders and travelers introduced silk into various parts of the world. China holds the world's top position in silk production even now with 80% of silk. How did silk come to India? There was a Chinese empress who married an Indian. She was very fond of silk cloths. She brought the eggs of the silkworms in her headdress and fed them with the leaves of the Indian mulberry trees. This is how the silk emerged out in India. In India, silk was in use during the Indus Valley civilization about 1900 years ago. India is the second largest producer of silk and the bulk of it is produced in Karnataka. Characteristic of silk. Silk is a strong and resilient fiber. It is soft but not slippery. It is sheen and luster. It absorbs moisture and it is hypoallergenic. It is warm in winters and cool in summers. Let us have a look at the famous silks available in India. Banaras silk, Mysore silk, Dharmavaram silk and Kanjivaram silks. There are various types of silks produced in the world. For example, Kosa silk, Muga silk, Tassa silk and Mulberry silk. These silks are spun by different cocoons of different moths. Mulberry silk is produced by the mulberry silk moth. Most of the silk which we get are from the mulberry silk moth. It is soft and lustrous, elastic, and it can be dyed into beautiful colors. Let us have a look at the life cycle of a silk moth. It consists of 4 stages. It starts by laying microscopic eggs and ends with the emergence of beautiful silk moth. Now look at the different stages in the life cycle of a silk moth. The female silk moth lays tiny microscopic eggs at the end of summer and remains dormant in spring. From spring, the tiny baby caterpillars emerge from the eggs. The caterpillars feed on the mulberry leaves and grow bigger and bigger in size. They start to spin a protective cocoon of silk thread around themselves. These cocoons are white or golden in color. Inside the cocoon, the caterpillar changes into pupa. After 2 or 3 weeks, the beautiful silk moth emerges from the cocoon. The silk produced from the cocoons are later boiled in hot water to separate the silk threads. Each cocoon is made of single thread. The process of taking out the threads from the cocoon for the use as silk is called reeling. Silk threads are used to manufacture fabrics. The process of rearing silkworms for the production of raw silk is called sericulture. Bombyx mori is most commonly used silkworm in the production of silk. Silk is also known as the queen of textiles and also as biosteel because it is stronger than the steel. Thank you.